Sometimes people say to me that it's because of their spiritual journey that they don't want to engage in politics. People will say, well, you know, politics is so toxic and it's so mean-spirited and it's so negative. And on a spiritual journey, that's everything that we're trying to get away from. But there is a conundrum there, because what we don't engage, we can't transform. And it's only a counterfeit notion of enlightenment that would ever give us a pass on addressing human suffering, because the spiritual journey is a journey of the heart. That can't just be talk. You can't talk about a journey to the heart and turn away from a starving child. You can't talk about a journey to the heart and turn away from the immense amounts of unnecessary human suffering that exist on this planet. So for those of us who are on a spiritual journey, there is some very deep questioning that I believe calls to us. And what's interesting is that if you look at Martin Luther King and you look at Mahatma Gandhi, this is not a wheel we have to reinvent. This has already been done. There have already been those on the planet, in fact, the two greatest political lights of the 20th century, both Gandhi and Martin Luther King, who then traveled to India, studied the principles of nonviolence, and brought them to the United States to apply them to the struggle for civil rights in the United States during the 1960s. And what King said of Gandhi is that he was the first person in history to take the love ethic, and to turn it into a broad-scale social force for good, that he lifted love above and beyond mere personal interaction. We know what love does in personal relationships. We know what love does to heal our own personal lives. But what Gandhi and King did was that they saw love as a force, what they called nonviolence, inside the heart of every man, woman, and child, as a force that would heal political and social relationships as well. This was profound, and it was profoundly successful. You know, when people talk about how this love stuff is kind of naive, like the idea that we could actually live like brothers on this planet is just some naive pipe dream. Well, I believe that what's naive is to think that the human race will survive for another 100 years if we do not find a way to live like brothers on this planet. So there is more than a moral imperative that stands in front of us. This option of trying to take a stand for another possibility, to take a stand for the reordering of human civilization, away from a place where economics is our bottom line, to humanitarian values being our bottom line, to take a stand for this as an actual possibility, and to be very serious about it and to be very savvy about it. I don't believe it's a pipe dream. I do believe it's a moral imperative, but most importantly, I believe it is the only survivable option for the human race.